What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in the last video, I know you saw it. I don't know what I'm thinking. In the last video, we went to Mountain Motorsports and we picked up a 2022 Yamaha R1M. Yeah, that's right, guys. I've just seen these things. I had to have it. Fast Lane D, you're a bad influence. You tricked me into this. So anyways, I got this Yamaha R1. I really don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. The first thing I know we gotta do with it though, is we gotta get some exhaust on it and we gotta get some weight off the thing. The thing feels super, super heavy and it also is quiet. It sounds stupid. That's the perfect thing about that cross-plane engine is the sound of it. So we gotta get some sound of it. We're gonna do some of that stuff today. We're gonna put that thing on the dyno, see what kind of power it makes, then we're gonna drain every ounce of gas in it out, and then we're gonna weigh the bike on a professional set of scales, and we're gonna see exactly how much it weighs. That way, we've got our base horsepower, and we've got our base weight of how much this R1 weighs. We're gonna do a bunch of modifications to it. This is gonna be your official guide to how to make your Yamaha R1 fast. Stay with us, guys, here we go. Before we get out to the dyno, take a look at my race bike, the first ever no wheelie bar bike in the fives, the first ever non-nitro methane bike in the fives, in the quarter mile, right there. There it is, Melania. We got a little bit of work to do to it before we have our next race in 2-3 weeks. December 9th and 10th, more Mafia. The whole team will be in Gainesville, Florida, for the Horsepower Hustle Series. Final race of the year, guys. It's gonna be a big one. We can't wait. This is a super nice track. We're getting Melania all freshened up. Basically we have to pull the motor after every race, go through it, make sure everything is in tip-top shape so we don't have any parts failures out there on the racetrack. Also, another thing I wanted to show you too before we get into too much more with the R1, we got quite a few kids' toys out here for sale. Go-karts, dirt bikes, whatever you're looking for, we have it here. Hit us up, cyclespecialtiesperformance.com. We got a little bit of everything here for you guys to see and look at if you're looking for toys for your kids for Christmas or toys for yourself for Christmas. Hit us up. You know we got that adult toy store on deck. All right, guys, let's get out here to the dyno room and see what we can get out of this new R1. Here she is, boys. In case you missed the last video / first video, my 2022 Yamaha R1M. Take a look at this thing. All carbon fiber bodywork from the factory. Check out this brushed gas tank. So it is like bare metal that's been clear coated over. Looks super, super cool. I know there's some more goodies I want to get for this thing. I want to get this in carbon fiber. If you guys have seen any other aftermarket carbon fiber parts that look really good for these things, be sure to comment those in the comments below. I'm kind of new to the whole R1 world, but I want to hook this thing up as good as possible. You see it's got 4 miles on it. The gauges on these things, super, super cool. I've went through and played with a bunch of the settings on here. You hold this menu button now, I think. Hold on, I don't know how to do it. Anyways, there we go. You can go in here, you can change the display mode, the YRC settings, that's where you can change your different power settings. You guys already know a little bit about that, but you can change the shift indicators. You can do a lot of cool things with it, but one thing that is different about this that none of the other bikes have is we can go to the electronic race suspension mode. And then if we go over here, now we can change brake support, corner support, accel support, which I have no idea what any of that stuff means, but we can change our race suspension here. Front, we can go firm, soft, whatever. We can change how soft and hard the suspension on the shock and the forks are all through the dash. This thing is super fancy, super high end, a lot of cool technology in this bike. I hope it was worth the $26,000 price tag we paid. We're about to warm this thing up. I've done about 6 or 7 heat cycles on it yesterday. I had the fan blowing on it all day. I've already done 2 this morning. It's time to let this thing rip. I don't believe in 500-mile break-in period. Once you get these things hot and cold about 10 times, they're ready to rip. So I like to run it like you stole it. That's me. All right, so we're gonna run this thing on the dyno, see what kind of baseline numbers we can get with just 4 miles on this brand new bike. We're gonna let it warm up just a second and then we're gonna let her rip. Here we go, first pull on my brand spanking new R1. I'm interested to see what this thing makes. I don't have the tack signal hooked up, so we won't see how much torque it makes, but we're gonna get a baseline horsepower number. Let's see what this thing does. I'm gonna make 3 pulls back to back to back. I'll speed those up a little bit so it's not quite as boring for you, but we're gonna see what kind of power this R1 makes. Boys, 172.79 horsepower on our third pull. That's actually really, really good in my opinion. So with 0 modifications, 0 done to it, whatever gas they poured in it at the dealership, 172 horsepower right off the rip. You gotta think that's pretty much more or slash the same than what a new Hayabusa makes. And it still has all those pesky restrictions in the ECU. Check out the way this thing looks when it's slammed. Oh my God, looks pretty sick. I love the way it looks. The front end looks so mean. I absolutely love the headlights on this thing. Guys, I don't know. Am I becoming a Yamaha guy? What in the world has this thing done to me? Anyways, let's get it off the dyno. Let's drain the gas and let's see how much this big pig weighs.